3 months ago, I was sitting right here in this chair when I felt a strange pressure in my chest. Not pain exactly, more like someone was sitting on my chest. My left arm started tingling. I was alone. My wife was visiting our daughter 2 hours away. No one was coming to check on me. And in that moment, I remembered a video just like this one that I had watched last year. That video saved my life. And today, I'm going to share what I learned and what I did in hopes that it might save yours. Hello, I'm Dr. Sarah Chen, and I've spent the last 25 years as a cardiologist specializing in senior heart health. What Robert just described is something that happens to thousands of seniors every day across America. The scary truth: nearly half of all heart attack victims die before they reach the hospital. But that doesn't have to be you. Today, I'm going to share 7 life-saving tips that could make the difference between life and death if you experience a heart attack while alone, something that's especially important for those of us over 60. These aren't just medical facts. These are practical actions you can take, even when no one else is there to help. Because these golden years should be just that, golden. And being prepared can help ensure you have many more precious moments with the people you love. Before we dive into our life-saving tips, let's understand what actually happens during a heart attack and why they're different for seniors. A heart attack, or myocardial infarction, occurs when blood flow to part of your heart muscle is blocked. Without oxygen, that section of heart muscle begins to die. The longer you go without treatment, the greater the damage. Now, for those of us over 60, several factors make heart attacks both more common and more dangerous. First, our arteries have had more time to accumulate plaque. Second, our heart muscle isn't as strong as it once was. And third, perhaps most importantly for today's discussion, seniors are more likely to live alone or spend significant time alone. Martha: my husband passed 5 years ago. My children live in different states. I'm active in my community, but the truth is, I spend about 70% of my time alone in my home. I never thought about what I would do if I had a medical emergency until my neighbor had a heart attack last year. Martha's situation is common. According to recent studies, over 27% of Americans over 60 live alone. That's why knowing how to respond to a heart attack when you're by yourself isn't just helpful, it's essential. And here's something crucial to understand. Heart attack symptoms in seniors often don't match the dramatic chest clutching you see in movies. For many seniors, especially women, symptoms can be subtle: unusual fatigue, mild discomfort, shortness of breath, or even symptoms that mimic indigestion. This is why our first life-saving tip is so important. Tip number 1: know your personal warning signs. Heart attacks don't always announce themselves with crushing chest pain. For many seniors, the signs can be subtle and easy to dismiss. Let me introduce you to William. I almost ignored my heart attack because it felt like bad heartburn. I was working in my garden and felt this burning sensation in my chest. I thought it was the spicy lunch I had eaten, but then I started feeling unusually tired and a bit dizzy. Something just felt. William's experience is common. Here are the warning signs every senior should know: chest discomfort, pressure, squeezing, fullness, or pain in the center of your chest that lasts more than a few minutes or goes away and comes back. Discomfort in other upper body areas: one or both arms, back, neck, jaw, or stomach. Shortness of breath, breaking out in a cold sweat. Nausea, lightheadedness, unusual fatigue or weakness, sense of impending doom or anxiety. But here's what's critical and what might save your life. Your personal warning signs may be unique to you. This is especially true for women over 60. Eleanor: my heart attack felt nothing like I expected. I was suddenly exhausted, the kind of tired that goes bone deep. My jaw started hurting, and I felt nauseated. I almost went to bed instead of calling 911. If I had, I might not be here today. This is why I recommend that every senior create what I call a personal heart attack recognition plan. Take a moment right now to think about any unusual symptoms you've experienced recently. Write them down, share them with your doctor, and most importantly, trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, don't dismiss it. I suggest creating a simple card like this one with your known risk factors and potential symptoms. Keep it in your wallet or on your refrigerator, because recognizing your heart attack is the first step to surviving it, especially when you're alone. Tip number 2, call 911 immediately. Don't try to drive yourself to the hospital. When you're alone and suspect you're having a heart attack, your survival instinct might tell you to drive yourself to the hospital. This is one of the most dangerous mistakes you can make. Richard: I thought I could make it to the emergency room faster if I drove myself. I was only 10 minutes away. But halfway there, the pain intensified. I started feeling faint. I nearly crashed into another car before I managed to pull over. Those minutes I spent trying to drive myself could have cost me my life. Richard's story illustrates why calling 911 is so crucial. Here's why. Emergency medical technicians can begin life-saving treatment the moment they arrive. They can administer medications like aspirin and nitroglycerin. If your heart stops, they have defibrillators to restart it. They can alert the hospital to prepare for your arrival. Most importantly, if you lose consciousness while driving, you could harm yourself and others. When you call 911, be clear and concise. Say, "I'm your age, alone, and I think I'm having a heart attack." Then unlock your door if you can, and if possible, move to the floor near the door so responders can find you easily if you lose consciousness. Remember, minutes matter. The sooner treatment begins, the better your chances of survival and recovery. Tip number 3, take aspirin correctly. You've likely heard that aspirin can help during a heart attack, but there's a right way and a wrong way to use it, and the difference could save your life. After my first heart attack, my doctor advised me to keep chewable aspirin in several places around my house: by my bed, in the kitchen, in my workshop. When I had symptoms again last year, I had aspirin within reach. I chewed it while waiting for the ambulance, and my cardiologist later told me that quick action limited the damage to my heart. Frank's experience highlights an important point. If you suspect you're having a heart attack and have called 911, take 1 full dose aspirin, 325 milligrams, or 4 low-dose aspirins, 81 milligrams each. Don't swallow them whole, chew them. Chewing breaks down the pill and allows your body to absorb it faster. However, there are important cautions. Only take aspirin if you're not allergic to it. Don't take it if you're on blood thinners without prior approval from your doctor. Don't delay calling 911 to look for aspirin. Always tell the 911 operator and emergency personnel if you've taken aspirin. I recommend that all seniors at risk for heart disease create aspirin stations in their homes. Small containers with the appropriate dose clearly labeled, placed in easy-to-reach locations. This simple preparation could save precious minutes during an emergency. But remember, aspirin is not a substitute for professional medical care. It's a bridge that can help limit damage while you wait for emergency services. Tip number 4, position your body properly. If you're alone and experiencing heart attack symptoms, how you position your body can make a significant difference in reducing strain on your heart while you wait for help. When I felt the pressure in my chest and the pain radiating down my arm, I remembered what my doctor had told me. I sat down in my recliner, elevated my head and shoulders, and bent my knees slightly. It actually seemed to help ease the strain I was feeling while I waited for the ambulance. Helen's instincts were exactly right. The best position during a suspected heart attack is what we call the heart ease position. Here's how to do it. Find a comfortable semi-seated position with your head and shoulders elevated about 30 degrees. Support your back with pillows if possible. Bend your knees slightly. Loosen any tight clothing, especially around your neck, chest, and waist. Focus on slow, calm breathing. This position helps reduce the workload on your heart by decreasing the amount of blood that returns to it. It can also make breathing easier if you're experiencing shortness of breath. If you begin to feel lightheaded or faint, however, lie down flat with your legs slightly elevated. This helps maintain blood flow to your brain and vital organs. Remember, the goal is to make your heart's job easier while you wait for emergency help. Every bit of strain you can reduce could help limit damage to your heart. Muse. Tip number 5. If you've been prescribed nitroglycerin, use it correctly. For many seniors with known heart conditions, nitroglycerin can be a lifesaver during a heart attack, but only if used properly. Thomas. I've had angina for years, so I always carry my nitroglycerin tablets. When I started having chest pressure last winter, I took one tablet under my tongue. When the pain didn't subside after 5 minutes, I took another. After the third dose, I felt some relief, but I still called 911. My doctor later confirmed I'd had a minor heart attack, and using my nitroglycerin correctly had likely minimized the damage. Thomas's story illustrates the proper use of nitroglycerin. If you've been prescribed this medication, here's how to use it during a suspected heart attack. Take 1 dose as prescribed, usually under the tongue. Wait 5 minutes to see if symptoms improve. If symptoms persist, take a 2nd dose. Wait another 5 minutes. If symptoms still continue, take a 3rd dose. Call 911 immediately if you haven't already, especially if you've taken all 3 doses and still have symptoms. Important safety tips about nitroglycerin. Always keep it in its original container. Store it in a cool, dark place. Check expiration dates regularly. Never take someone else's nitroglycerin. Tell the 911 operator how many doses you've taken. Don't take nitroglycerin if you've taken erectile dysfunction medications in the past 24-48 hours, as the combination can cause a dangerous drop in blood pressure. Remember, nitroglycerin is a powerful medication that can help open blood vessels and improve blood flow to your heart. But it's not a substitute for emergency medical care. It's a temporary measure while you wait for help to arrive. Tip number 6. Practice calm, controlled breathing. When you're experiencing a heart attack, anxiety is a natural response, but panic can actually make your condition worse by increasing your heart rate and blood pressure, putting additional strain on your already stressed heart. Margaret, when I realized what was happening to me, I felt terrified. My heart started racing even faster. Then I remembered the breathing technique my cardiac rehab nurse had taught me. I focused on slow, deep breaths, in through my nose, out through my mouth. It didn't take away the chest pain, but it helped me stay calm enough to clearly communicate with the 911 operator and follow their instructions. What Margaret described is a simple but powerful technique called cardiac calming breath. Here's how to do it. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold briefly for a count of 1. Exhale gently through slightly pursed lips for a count of 6. Repeat this pattern. This breathing technique helps in several ways. It activates your body's relaxation response. It helps lower your heart rate. It can reduce feelings of anxiety. It ensures adequate oxygen intake. It helps you maintain consciousness and clarity. I recommend that all seniors practice this breathing technique regularly, even when you're feeling fine. Just 5 minutes a day can make it second nature, so you'll be able to use it automatically in an emergency. Remember, your mind and your breath are powerful tools that are always with you, even when you're alone. Using them effectively during a crisis can make a significant difference in your outcome. Our final and perhaps most important tip: create a heart attack action plan before you need it. Being prepared can save precious minutes when every second counts. A heart attack action plan is a simple document that contains all the information you and emergency responders will need. David, after my brother had a heart attack last year, Susan and I created our action plans. We keep copies on the refrigerator, in our wallets, and on our phones. It gives us peace of mind knowing that if something happens when we're alone, we have a clear plan to follow. Your heart attack action plan should include your personal warning signs based on your medical history, a list of your current medications and dosages, your allergies, emergency contact information, your doctor's contact information, the location of your emergency medications, like aspirin or nitroglycerin, simple step-by-step instructions to follow if you suspect a heart attack, the nearest hospital with emergency cardiac care. I suggest reviewing and updating this plan every 3 months or whenever your medications change. And most importantly, share it with family members, neighbors, or friends who might check on you. Remember, preparation isn't about living in fear. It's about living with confidence, knowing you've taken steps to protect yourself even when you're alone. We've covered 7 life-saving tips that every senior should know about surviving a heart attack alone. Know your personal warning signs. Call 911 immediately. Don't drive yourself. Take aspirin correctly. Position your body properly. Use nitroglycerin correctly if prescribed. Practice calm, controlled breathing. Create a heart attack action plan. Robert, the video I watched, just like this one, saved my life. I recognized my symptoms, called 911, took aspirin, and positioned myself properly. When the paramedics arrived, I was still conscious and able to tell them what was happening. My doctor later told me that those actions minimized the damage to my heart. Every senior deserves to enjoy their golden years with confidence and peace of mind. Heart attacks are scary, especially when you're alone, but being prepared can make all the difference. Here's what I'd like you to do right now. Download our free Heart Attack Action Plan template using the link below. Share this video with 3 other seniors in your life. Schedule an appointment with your doctor to discuss your personal heart attack. Risk factors. Place emergency aspirin in key locations around your home. Practice the cardiac calming breath technique daily. Your heart has been beating faithfully for over 60 years. It deserves the best care you can give it. And remember, you're not just preparing for an emergency. You're investing in many more years of precious moments with the people you love. From all of us at Senior Heart Health Network, thank you for watching. Stay well, stay prepared, and keep your heart healthy. Subscribe to our channel for more life-saving health information for seniors. And remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss our daily videos.